And then, of course, our fish.
And the crowd loves him.
The one that got away. Taking in a few of those raindrops going in his mouth today. If you don't open your mouth, you can't get caught.
He's really brightening our skyline, isn't he? Right behind our big fish, Temple University. Talk about bands, Dave. 170 members in this band. Temple University from Philadelphia, of course. Let's listen to them.
Little hometown pride here. University Band, 170 members. We're proud of them. Stars in Stripes. Here's what we've been waiting for. Dennis Conner's America's Cup winning yacht joins our parade. Sponsored by the SmithKline Beckman Corporation. Members of the crew, Stars and Stripes. Dennis on board. I'm looking for Dennis. He's got to be there someplace. Looking good, guys. A job well done. That mast goes up quite a ways, doesn't it, Lisa?
Oh, yes.
Got to be the tallest, I think.
I think it is.
Got to be up there. Stars and Stripes. There's the cup.
The cup.
Back where it belongs.
Yacht.
What a story that was. Going down there for the race. Finally bringing the cup back. Stars and Stripes. Dennis Conner and crew. Little precision, Lisa.
Oh, look at those roller skates. You know, I used to roller skate, but nothing like that, Dave.
That's what
Wheels
I heard.
of Fortune. I'll overlook that one, Dave. Wheels of Fortune. Not Wheel of Fortune. We're not going to see Vanna here. These are precision roller skaters from Washington, D.C. They're performing a choreographed routine along our parade route. And they are very, very good. A little skimpy on the uniform there. I don't hear anybody complaining, though.
The Wheels of Fortune, precision roller skaters from Washington, D.C. They've got their routine together. No one going to lose their skate key.
And here are our leaders up tomorrow. Wait a minute.
That's the Princeton University Band, 50 members strong. They're just kind of finishing up. They were watching the skaters too. Crayons, right? Princeton University, 50 members. Of course, a parody on all the bands in different parades. Where's your spot? Find the right spot. Where are you supposed to be? Out here. Their little routine right in front of us. They put it together and play very well.
Yes, they're very nice sounding. We got a glimpse of them before, but right behind the Princeton University band. Leaders up tomorrow. 3 Boy Scouts here. A spelling bee winner right there in the center, Stephanie Pettit. This float is honoring education. It's carrying some school books, pencils. There's Stephanie there in the center there, our spelling bee champ. 3 Boy Scouts on each side of her. The blackboard has the message, "We the kids," instead of "We the people." You see the giant pencils and pens and crayons and various things representing education.
The children, so important to a country's development. Some 200 years ago, the young people, and now again, of course, the young people of today, as they'll continue to make sure that our Constitution lives.
Yes.
And it certainly does. Now you're in for what I'm told is a treat. These gentlemen, this is the synchronized briefcase drill team. You've seen them in the Rose Bowl parade in Pasadena. They put on quite a show. Bankers, investment officers, attorneys from Pasadena, California. They're in their business suits. Look at this now, using the briefcases. Precision routines in a parody of traditional drill teams. So we had Princeton with a little parody. Now the briefcase drill team from Pasadena. There they go. Watch them. They're good. Very serious, very intent. All right. No one cracking a smile. They also are a little wet around the edges. Wet briefcases. With that briefcase. Moving out smartly. Oh, what do we have here?
What would our parade be without robots today? High technology, Dave. These are 15-foot-high motorized representations of robots. They're not actually robots, but could have fooled me. They're mounted on all-terrain vehicles. And that's ROBOCOP.
There he is. But be careful with him. He marches alone. No one dares get near this guy.
He made quite a splash on the movie scene this summer, didn't he?
Sure did. The Crime Stopper. Another one of the bands from our state that we're extremely proud of, Indiana University of Pennsylvania Marching Band. State University of Pennsylvania, 170 members strong. Let's give a listen. University of Pennsylvania Marching Band, the State University 170 members, now built on freedom's strong foundations. That is our next float. I guess we got a diesel and a tractor and everything involved here, right, Lisa?
It's the parade's tallest float, Dave, 50 feet high. We talked about how high they were going to get, and this one tops them all. Built on a framework it's a framework, actually, of a building under construction. 10 workmen performing on it, as you can see. They've got jackhammers, rivet guns, various types of construction equipment I'm not familiar with.
Built right and built union, the Philadelphia Building Trades Council.
Tallest float of the parade. It is towering 50 feet in the air, far above our little podium here. Quite a sight.
One of our camera guys with his slicker on.
Yeah, that's William.
That's William?
Yeah.
Okay, William.
Yeah, William.
Oh, he's waving and everything. All right. He heard his name, and why not? Chico right next to him, too. Okay.
Oh, Al.
All right, Gene Fagan's up on our cherry picker, and Al Albanian down the street getting great shots of this marching group. This is Morris Brown College Band. They're from Atlanta, the Marching Wolverines. Watch their fancy steps. College Band, the Marching Wolverines, 182 members strong from Atlanta. Fancy stops along the way. Once again, the rain has stopped. Of course, everything is wet. Sun trying to break through the clouds now, and as we move along to the 7th Division, secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity.
We've seen a number of these scrolls in the parade today, Dave. They're all 15 feet high. They have a different message. This one reads, secure blessings of liberty. Secure the blessings of liberty. The American Eagle atop it.
As our preamble continues to come to life here at Constitution Day Parade in the city of brotherly love.
The scroll, terrific introduction to our freedoms, which is our 27th float of the parade. Right behind this scroll, you'll see in just a second. Very interesting float, depicting 3 of the freedoms guaranteed by the Bill of Rights. Freedom of speech, symbolized by a speaker there at the lectern. Freedom of religion, that is symbolized by a gospel choir singing in front of there's our speaker at the lectern. That, of course, symbolizing our freedom of speech in this country. Religion, symbolized by the gospel choir. They're singing there, actually, in front of a stained glass window. And, of course, freedom of the press. They're represented by a working 18th century printing press team.
And look at the group we've got behind. This represents, I guess, the Los Angeles press photographers. A humorous, needless to say, group from the Doodah Parade, the annual Pasadena takeoff, the Rose Bowl Parade. Shoot everything in sight. They cover it all. Still another marching group. This is from Westchester State University Band, 280 members, collegiate group. From our neck of the woods. They look good, moving out smartly. The bands are able to operate a little bit better now with the rain stopping, and they're really getting into it. Westchester State University Band. back, and it's time now for us to continue with our Constitution Day parade. And the skies are starting to clear, and it's beginning to feel even a little warmer, a little more humid, a little uncomfortable.
Muggier.
Yeah, a little muggy, that's the word. But let's go back to the parade, and you will see our Eagle float, which is next as we get close to our finale.
Our American Eagle?
Yes.
He just passed. There's the Liberty Bell.
Well, there is the Liberty Bell. Things are moving kind of quickly. The Liberty Bell is moving kind of quickly. This is a replica, of course, of the Liberty Bell, symbol of our independence. And it's one which all Philadelphians are familiar with, the original, of course, being at Independence Hall. There they go. They're moving out rather quickly as our parade winds down Constitution Day.
Here's the American flag float. Dave, if I'm not mistaken, this is the last float of the parade.
Well, I think we're out of order here a little bit, Lisa, so who knows what's happening. But this is certainly impressive. 30 feet high by 50 feet long, the American flag float is a little tableau with the Liberty Bell, the Philadelphia Boys Choir, the flag bearers, all supposed to be there. I see the American flag, but I do not see anything else.
We talked about that one flag that was 50 feet high. This flag is 50 feet long. And we've seen some incredible sights here. We've seen them tall and long, and we've seen a lot of color. And, of course, that sums up what this day has been about, the American flag, and this, of course, the celebration of America.
A lot of work went into this float. Extremely colorful. Very, very high and moving along. You notice in the roadway, there is a lighter line in the middle of the road. That was put there with a specific person in mind, mainly the person or persons that drive the floats. Some of them have obstructed view, so all they have to do is just follow that light-colored line in the middle, and then know they're right in the middle of the road with their floats. The American flag, another one of the beautiful floats we've seen here on Constitution Day, 1987 style.
We are just about to begin the last section of this parade, Dave, and the largest section, the Parade of America's People. You can see the banner there inscribed, the Parade of America's People. I'm afraid that banner doesn't say that.
No.
It says Marching Virginians.
Right. They've journeyed a long way from Blacksburg, Virginia, to be here with us today. And we're pleased about that, as a number of groups have from all across the country, representing just about every state, I would think, in the Union. The Marching Virginians, 330 members. This is the big contingency. Imagine all the travel arrangements and plans to get this group up from Blacksburg, get them organized. But they're here to perform for us today. We want to listen. Virginia Tech, the Marching Virginians. Marching Virginians, 330 members strong. Band from Virginia Polytechnic Institute, Blacksburg, Virginia. More to come. Constitution Day, 1987. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back. The Parade of America's People yet to come.
200 years ago, our founding fathers gathered to write our ticket to freedom. 200 years later, the Pennsylvania Lottery presents US 200, a very different kind of ticket to freedom. $200,000 worth, instantly.
200,000?
Or you could win a free ticket that could get you up to $1 million Saturday night on live TV.
TV? It goes with your VCR.
Play US 200, the new $1 instant game. And since it's a free country, feel free to enjoy it however it suits you.
The guys here say we're hooked on the soaps. We could care less. We only watch to see what they're wearing. Then we go right over to Payless, because we can get all those fashionable shoes, only at Payless we don't have to pay those fashionable prices. Hooked! That's ridiculous.
Well, guess I can change the channel then, huh?
Touch it and die, Steve.
Right now, textured dress pumps and the latest styles are on sale for just $12.99 or 2 pairs for $25. Payless Shoe Source. You could pay more, but why?
Now there's a barbecue potato chip that's missing something. New Pringles Light Barbecue. Know what it's missing? A lot of the fat you get in their regular potato chips. But you'll never miss it.
And it's missing a lot of the salt you get in those chips. But you'll never miss it.
New Pringles Light Barbecue in the silver can with so much tangy barbecue flavor.
You'll never miss what's missing.
It's as obvious as the nose on my face.
We challenge Kathleen Vetchkel. Of these piles of cottons, each done in a different liquid fabric softener, which was done in hers?
These are all soft. But this one is my fabric softener because it is bright white. It's final touch, and I'm right. I care about what they look like. I'm doing the best I can do for my family.
Only Final Touch gives you a soft, whiter wash.
You're going to use a softener, you might as well use the one that does the extra job.
We will get back to Dave and Lisa in just a while, but right now we want to switch the focus of attention a little bit, about 15 blocks to the east, where we're going to check in with Wally Kennedy and Liz Starr at Penn's Landing. Wally, you and Liz, you're waiting for the Great American Picnic. My only question is the weather today going to make it not as great as we anticipated?
I don't think that the people who are waiting here and lining up for food care one bit that it's overcast and there is no rain falling right now. And I think the atmosphere here is people saying, I've been watching a parade, I'm hungry now, this is where the food is. Hi, how you doing, Jim?
Jim, I can tell you from personal experience, because shortly after the last time I talked to you at about 5 or 10 minutes after 9 o'clock, the heavens opened up and everybody ran for their umbrellas. And I can tell you, I would think in the last, 30, 35 minutes, most of the umbrellas have gone back into their cases. That's the good news, and as a matter of fact, I would even stick my neck out to say that it looks like the sun is trying to peek out. It has certainly not dampened the spirit of the people who have come here to Penn's Landing for what is the first of 4 days of the Great American Picnic. Very quickly, since we talked to you last, the Royal Viking Sky has docked here at Penn's Landing. Of course, you've mentioned before the VIP luncheon that's going to take place at 1 o'clock. Upon its docking, 2,000 red, white, and blue balloons were released into the air, and it was really something to see. Now, of course, you've been watching at home the parade for the last several hours. I'm here to tell you that my partner actually took the walking tour of the parade this morning. On the street level, how was it?
The street, it was terrific because I walked opposite the parade route the entire way, and as we saw with Dave and Lisa's coverage, people were not deterred by the rain. The most fun part for me was seeing our mummers go by, and then 2 units later, seeing people from the Mardi Gras go by, because you could see how similar they were, and all that excitement, and having the Mardi Gras feel come to our town. Just remarkable. You know, this is a great center for the day's entertainment and for the whole weekend of entertainment, and right now, Harry Martin is standing by at one of the stages with a special guest. Harry?
That's right, Liz. This is one of 3 stages down here at Penn's Landing, and this, of course, is all part of the Great American Picnic. Over the next 4 days, they expect about 500,000 people to attend the Great American Picnic, and part of the entertainment is going to be provided by 60 different groups that are going to be down here. It'll be 112 hours worth of musical entertainment down here at Penn's Landing over the next 4 days. The group that's playing right now, incidentally, is a group by the name of Baron's Windfall. This is a quintet quintet. And three of the members of the quintet are from a family by the name of Barron, appropriately enough. They are from the Westmount Airy section of Philadelphia. And Dad is on sax. His name is George. Fareed is on keyboards. He is the son, of course. Mom's sitting in the background. She is waiting to warm up. She is the vocalist with the group. Her name is Janet. Now, that pretty much tells a story for entertainment for the ears. We're going to be checking in with the different groups all throughout the afternoon for entertainment for the ears. Entertainment for the eyes, part of which is going to be provided by a gentleman who first became famous back in the 1960s. He is world-renowned artist Peter Max, and he is down here and consented to join us. Thank you for waiting for us, Peter. You're going to be doing a huge mural, aren't you?
I'm doing a large mural, 40 foot wide. It's about 5 foot high, and the 10 stanzas of America the Beautiful, from sea to shining sea and amber waves of grain. And I started since 4 a.m. this morning, and I get very turned on doing this during a celebration like this. I painted for President Reagan, Carter, and it's the few days a year I'm able to give to America.
Well, I think it's great. It's all sponsored by Pepsi, is that right?
Actually, Pepsi, they're my buddies, and they built me the stage, a setting where I could do it on. And it's been really great. Our whole studio's been gearing up for this all week long.
That's terrific. I'm going to come down there. I want to check on your progress. It should be very interesting to see the creative process at work. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure meeting you. That is Peter Max, world-renowned artist Peter Max, who is doing a 40-foot mural down here at Penn's Landing. All right, let's see what else is going on down here at Penn's Landing. Thank you, my friend. We're going to check in now with Robin Garrison.
Hey, Harry, I don't think there is a bad place to be at Penn's Landing today. I am in a parking lot that has been turned into a staging area. Now, shortly on stage, we're seeing a performance, and they're taking a short break right now, getting ready for the next number. The Volosky Ukrainian Dance Ensemble of Philadelphia, and I can tell you they are terrific. They just finished up a comedy routine, and I was literally laughing at these people dancing, and I was supposed to be because it was hilarious. But it's really cute, and I just don't think there's a bad place to be down here. Let's check in with Denise James now at another area of Penn's Landing.
Well, Robin, you're looking at the Mashulu, which is a ship that is a permanent fixture here at Penn's Landing. It's providing part of the backdrop to the Great American Picnic down here. Of course, there's going to be lots of entertainment. You hear some of it right now. Down here, we've got 54 youngsters who are from AmeriKids. They're from Westchester. You guys are so quiet. You've been making all this noise from before, but they're going to be singing later on. They've been waiting patiently to get on the air. Sammy King is playing right now. Liz and Wally are standing by for more at Penn's Landing.
Boy, I'll tell you, I think if there's a message here, calm down. The weather is getting much, much better. People are down here really enjoying themselves. I would really encourage you to come on down.
And the lines are very short right now at the food stand, so that's the best news we have for you at picnic time. We're going right back to Jim Gardner now, and check in with us later, Jim, because there's a lot going on down here.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Wally. Obviously, it's clear by now that we are hopscotching across the city of Philadelphia. From Penn's Landing, we're now going to go to the Franklin Plaza Hotel, where Action News reporter Mark Howard is live. And as you can see, President Reagan has entered the hall where he will be giving a speech for John Hines' fundraising effort. Mark, what's the story there?
We are people gathered here for the Pennsylvania presidential salute.
Cardinal John Krol.
Commemorate the signing of our nation's Constitution. While the document makes no direct allusion to the deity, nonetheless, the government structure it designs rests on the vital concepts transmitted through the Judeo-Christian traditions, namely the unique dignity and worth of each human individual in the sight of God, the higher law to which all laws are accountable and universally applicable to all members of the community, and a national self-governing community operating in accord with the blueprint, the laws of nature and nature's God. It is comforting that in a throwaway society, in a society that has disposal relationships, there continues a document which enshrines long-term principles which, like the commandments entrusted to Moses, are not subject to capricious change, to anarchy, to to the rule of arbitrariness, or which ignores duty and obligation, and which considers, regrettably, the family, the church, morals, or God as an antithesis to freedom. It is regrettable that an unconstitutional metaphor, wall of separation, has obscured the vital role that religion has placed at the birth and the Constitution in its bicentennial history of religious liberty. It is paradoxical that the very First Amendment, which guarantees the freedom of expression among persons in our society, has, through various interpretations and misinterpretations, lessened the freedom of expression in private and public of persons who wish to speak to their God. The First Amendment prohibits any abridgment of the free exercise of religion and the freedom of expression. Freedom in one and the freedom to exercise religion is certainly as important as the freedom of speech and of the press. We humbly admit, regret, and deplore the attitude that the judiciary is obliged or has the right to interpret the Constitution, to adapt it to the changing circumstances. The fact is that any effort of the judiciary to change by distorted interpretation the meaning of the Constitution should be considered as the breach of the very same provisions of that Constitution. Lord, we thank you for the many blessings that you have showered upon our nation. We take justifiable pride in our generosity towards the human family in all parts of the world. We beg your forgiveness for our offenses of your will and law, and we ask to bless this assembly, to bless the food which through your bounty we are about to eat.
John Cardinal Krol, the invocation there for a luncheon on behalf of Senator Hines and the Pennsylvania Republican Committee. And as you know, the Cardinal declined the invitation, which was late, to join the proceedings at Penn's Landing, the proceedings at Independence Hall. And in effect, I think what he just did is give a brief address on his views of the Constitution of the United States. He wrapped it into the invocation. Nevertheless, the Cardinal, and his first appearance today, Jim, on this big Constitution Day. Now, President Reagan will be speaking here in a couple of minutes. They've put the lights out, I guess, for a couple of seconds while he might have a bite of lunch. I'm not sure. Yes, I guess he is having lunch. When the president's ready to make his speech, we'll come back and let you hear it. Jim?
Mark, it's clear that one of the themes now that is becoming prevalent today is the controversy or the differences in interpretation over that part of our First Amendment which talks about freedom of religion. President Reagan made some not so unspecific, rather specific, I should say, allusions to his interpretation of the freedom of religion clause of the First Amendment that were quite similar, I think, to those just expressed by John Cardinal Krol. Of course, the liberal view, very, very different indeed, and it is clear that on this Constitution Day in Philadelphia, what is meant by freedom of religion is claiming one of the priority roles of discussion here today.
Well, I definitely heard the Cardinal say an allusion to the inability of schools to have prayers in the mornings. He talked about the fact that the First Amendment outlaws public prayer in certain situations, and clearly he favors prayer in schools, so does the President. And I'm sure that on a day like this, people who feel that way cannot resist the temptation to wrap it into the festivities of the day and to make their point, which the Cardinal just did.
Mark Howard, thank you. Of course, we will return to the Franklin Plaza Hotel when President Reagan gives his address, and we will return in just a minute as we continue our coverage of We the People 200 Constitution Day in Philadelphia.